Unbreak Marketing Experience 20. In this episode, what we're going to talk about that's broken is focus. How can you tell if that's broken in your particular marketing engine? The first sign is that each marketing position covers a wide variety of responsibilities. Now, you'll see this most often in smaller organizations where you have a limited number of marketers. They will often happen to wear multiple hats, as they call it. But even in large organizations, often you will see a job description where there are many different projects or responsibilities that are considered under the direction of that particular role. The problem of this is you have a loss of focus. The next thing that you can look for is there's not a clear priority given. Once again, you will see this often in smaller organizations where people have to wear multiple hats. And that is the problem right there, is that there is a feeling among both marketers and those who are not marketers that you have to wear multiple hats. When the truth is you really have to get results. You have to get results that get you to your business objectives. For most smaller organizations, this means growth. And if growth really is your priority, then you need to do those projects that make that happen, not simply check off a list of things that need to be done. So there has to be a clear priority. And if there's not a clear priority in your marketing, this is probably broken. The next one that you can look for is that tasks are not aligned with the strengths of your team. So often people will be assigned tasks or projects or responsibilities simply because somebody needs to do it and it's been done before. And they're not necessarily aligned with the strengths of that particular team member. This causes problems for obvious reasons. While the tasks certainly will get done, they won't necessarily get done in a way that is impactful and that gets you to your business objectives. They'll simply get done. If you've noticed in your marketing engine any of these three signs that there may be a lack of focus, then let's go on to the next step. What are the costs to your team? First of all, reporting on all tasks being completed rather than the ones that are most impactful being completed. So a lot of marketing teams and even companies will make it very important, perhaps even make KPIs or goals on hitting all of your tasks, completing all your projects in a certain amount of time. What you're doing is you're prioritizing this idea of, I must complete all my tasks rather than I need to complete the things that get us to our business objectives. So that's a cost to your team because now you're sacrificing actual results for simply being able to say you completed all of your tasks. The next cost to your team is that priority tasks do not get priority resources. Once again, because of the problem we just said, there's that lack of focus. All the tasks have to have an equal amount of resources to get them done. So what happens is priority tasks get starved of the resources that really could help them make breakthrough results. The next cost to your team is that team members work on things that they're not necessarily good at. What does this mean? You may be getting that task done, but you may not be getting really the full impact out of that task. So let's say one of your team members is assigned to doing social media, and maybe they can do that, but they're really not good at that. So they have to spend a lot of time making sure they're doing it right, maybe having others recheck their work. Or maybe they don't feel like they have creativity in those areas, and so the work doesn't really get results, even though it gets done. This is a real cost to your marketing team that people are working on it who aren't necessarily very good at that thing. So why is this worth solving? Well, it's the 80-20 principle. 80% of the impact your marketing team makes usually comes from about 20% of their work or their tasks or their projects. What if instead you could take them and focus them all 100% of their time on that 20% that was really making the impact in your business? So how can this be solved? The first and easiest way you can do this is by looking at the job descriptions of each of the people in your marketing team. Rewrite those job descriptions to be more focused. In other words, you don't need to accomplish all of the potential things that marketing could do. What you need to do is reach your business objectives. Maybe your business objective at this stage is growth. Maybe it's brand awareness. Maybe it's closing sales, increasing conversion rates. Whatever that goal is, rewrite your job descriptions to focus the majority of your time on whatever that is. In one sense, this is going to mean a shorter job description. In the second sense, it's going to mean that job description is aligned towards those things which really are bringing in the impact. The second thing you can do is prioritize more resources to the projects bringing in the most results. You can honestly look at each of your projects and say, which of these is bringing in results that get us to our business objective? Prioritize your resources and don't worry about starving resources to projects that aren't getting results or even cutting those off. The final thing you can do is align your team members to their greatest strengths. Perhaps someone has always had a job or a project to do in their particular role, but they're really not that good at it. You can take that and either get rid of that or pass that to someone else. And by doing those things, not only is your team going to be happier, but what you get out of them as far as results is going to be far greater. Aligning them in on their greatest strengths and putting it there. Now you know what could be broken in your marketing engine as regarding focus, the cost to you, and how you can start solving it.